Hello and welcome to another weekly message. Here we go. First of all, Ray. Hello, Ray. Ray says, lazy workers. Yes, that's a good idea. Do you know people where you've been at work, you've been in your office or workshop or wherever, and there's always one that doesn't do anything. He just lazes about all day, doesn't actually do any real work, and yet he's always praised for it. I know that. I remember that, Ray, in the workshop years ago. There was one chap. All he did was sit there and watch television all day. He didn't repair any televisions. He just tinkered around with one or two. If the boss walked past, he'd be tinkering in the back of a telly. But basically, he just sat there watching the test transmissions, the films that they used to put on in the day. And I even saw him sitting there just looking at the test card. Dreadful. And of course, what happened? He got a wage rise. I ended up repairing most of his tellies because he couldn't do it. He'd say to me, "Oh, Ray, can you ever look at this fault? It's a bit of a strange one, this." And I'd go and fix it. He couldn't do it. Anyway, there we are. Yes, Ray, I do know all about that. Brent, nice to hear from you. I'll tell you what, -15 where you are. Where are you? Winthrop, Washington. -15, and it doesn't get to any warmer than -1 throughout the whole day. Goodness me. The temperature here at the moment, it's 6:30 in the morning. It's still dark, actually. The temperature is 2 degrees C, which is no, not minus, is it? 2 degrees C, which is 35 Fahrenheit. Little bit of wind. I've had a look at the flag. Little bit of wind from the west. But we're not going to have any rain today, hopefully. But as I've said in the past, these weather forecast apps, they do tend to lie a bit. So I'm hoping we're going to have a little bit of a sunny day today. Oh, by the way, the temperature where Brent isn't -15 at the moment. That's in the winter. Well, we're almost at winter, aren't we? And he goes, good idea, Brent. What's he do in the winter? Goes down to Mexico. Down Mexico way. Excellent. Perhaps we ought to go down to the Mediterranean in the winter. Some people do. A neighbour of mine, they used to spend, 3 or 4 of the winter months down in there. They had an apartment in Spain, right down south by the Med. And they'd say goodbye, see you next year, see you next summer. They'd come back, I don't know, in March or April or whenever it was. I can't remember exactly. But good idea. Several of you have mentioned a comment I made in last Sunday's episode. I said, I was just sort of joking, when I was a boy. This didn't happen, that didn't happen, when I was a boy. And several of you have said, why don't you call the next Sunday's episode When I Was a Boy? And all about boyhood and stuff. Yeah, good idea. I mean, I've covered most things, haven't I, from my childhood, but there must be a lot of things that I haven't told you about. So I think that's what I'll do for next Sunday's episode. When I was a boy, I mean, that can cover anything, can't it? School, education, I was in hospital, dentists. Oh, the dentist. No, I won't go into that. When I was a boy, I'll tell you what, I was about 5 years old. And I don't know what the dentist had done. But going home, I must have been four or five. I was put in a pushchair. I had a cloth down the front of me, which was soaked in blood. And I remember being pushed home in this pushchair and I was screaming. Stone the crows. I don't know what the dentist had done, but actually I ought to ask my mother. I'm seeing her tomorrow. Oh, by the way, it's Tuesday. Have I told you? Tuesday. Yeah, just gone 6:30, Tuesday morning, 22nd of November. Dare I say, no, how many days till the 25th of next month? No, I'm not going to say that. Oh, by the way, the barometer, the old atmospheric pressure is 987 millibars. Very, very low pressure today, very low. We had the coal fire going all day yesterday, and I'm about to light it when I finish having a chat with you here. I shall go and light the fire. Trouble is, it's all got to be cleaned out, all the ashes and the rest of it, and then the newspaper put in and kindling wood, get that going, then the coal. Now, before any of you start complaining, it is not ordinary coal. Okay, so I'm not going to cause a pea super in my hometown. A pea super like they used to have in London. It killed people. The smog. Dreadful. That's back in the, when was that pea? Was it the 30s or 40s? I can't remember, or 50s even. I can't remember. But what I burn is synthetic coal, and it's not as good, I have to say. It's nowhere near as good as the real thing. We did go over to smokeless. This is I think this is a what they call a smokeless zone. So you must have smokeless coal, which still smokes, but not as much as ordinary coal. But now we have to have this synthetic stuff, and it's not as good. It burns, but it's just nothing. The old coal, what I used to like, you get a big lump of coal, and town gas was made from coal, what they used to call town gas. Oh, I'm going on a bit now, aren't I? It used to be made from coal. And what happens is you get a big lump of coal and there is gas inside it. And as the coal burns, suddenly a hole appears and you get a flame. It can be several inches long, flaring out of the side of this lump of coal. Fantastic. But of course, the synthetic stuff doesn't do that. We chuck some wood on it as well now and then. And yes, we do have the chimney swept every year, just in case. OK, that's enough about coal fires. I will see you on Sunday with probably the one entitled When I Was a Boy. Happy days. I hope you're OK. Take care. Email me if you want. raiserants@protonmail.com. And I do answer all emails, or try to. So I shall see you on Sunday. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye for now.